Alright, so I definitely want to hear this story. There's a rapper called, I believe I'm saying it correct, Kokane. Kokane. He has a story about something that happened with him and Diddy on the 3rd floor, and the caption says ... in parentheses. We almost threw hands. What happened? And why is the 3rd floor significant? Like, what happened in the 3rd floor that almost caused you and Diddy to throw them ones? We heard from Aunt Glizzy last time about what happened in like the 15th, 18th floor with Wale. Shout out to Aunt Glizzy for that story. But was it another one of those situations? Was it another balcony situation?
I'm gonna say 1 or 2 minutes after I seen. Like, when I seen, it's already feet. It ain't like I seen the process. I didn't see Wale. I just seen the feet. Like, I know his shoes. Like, I know that's him. I know.
Hold on, before you go deep in the story, did the 3rd floor have a balcony? Yeah. Aunt Glizzy wasn't lying. Aunt Glizzy couldn't be lying. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below your thoughts. Have you heard the story yet? I haven't seen this on social media. No way actually going around. So I want to see what homie got to say. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're on that way to 10,000 subscribers. Have you guys been keeping up with this Diddy saga? We get a new Diddy story every single day. They've been hitting us with a new Diddler story. What's crazy is if he gets not guilty, all these rappers and all these people coming out with stories against Diddy is really going to be looking crazy. Like, so there was some merit to this. There was a little bit, because as soon as this started coming out, rappers started coming out from the woo-ha like, yeah, Diddy a wild boy, bro. You ain't hear from me, even though they're on camera and telling us the whole entire story. You ain't hear from me. I need to know if Kokane was signed to Bad Boy, because all the Bad Boy artists got something to say. Yeah, they been around him, but they also got dropped. That's what I like to be like. They got insiders. They was part of Bad Boys. Yeah, but Diddy always get one great album out of you, and we never hear from you again. Was it one of those situations? Let us know down below.
Well, I ask you, man, you did a record, man, because you don't work with pretty much everybody. It ain't nobody that you haven't worked with. I heard you on a record with Puff. Right. Of all people, with all the stuff he going through, yeah, I had.
I just want to say I knew there was some work between them, something.
I had to, man, I had to. When you was in that studio, was you in the studio with Puff when y'all did that record?
Well, I went out there to Miami. At that time, rest in peace, Donnie from 6-0. He was a manager. So he hooked it up. You know, Diddy had called, So Diddy has been behind the bars of both Law and Cocaine, him and Notorious B.I.G. for many moons. Mm-hmm. You know, G got his style from King T, so they love us.
Mm-hmm. Yep, true. Mm-hmm.
So when I went out there, it was all cool. It was laid out. I was like, oh, that's cool. So we went to his little small island, and I ain't seen nothing next to it. It was cool then.
That's what I was gonna ask you, man. It wasn't no pink.
Ready.
It wasn't no pink cavity there.
He ready to see some shit.
Faith Evans was there, and she was married to somebody from Compton at that time. The home.
Hold on, Faith was married to somebody from Compton.
Yeah. So he was out there, right? And it was cool. So he said, "We're going to the studio later that night." So we get to the studio. He's jamming, playing all the new stuff, you know, doing his little dancing and shit.
So he really be dancing, the animating and shit, doing all that stuff?
He was being.
Right, go on, bust a move, nigga. You want to right now. Look at it.
It never dawned on me.
Shake his shoulders.
It never dawned on me, you know. He was being cool, like you cool, everybody in it cool. So I do my work, and he's like impressed and shit. You know, I did. Sometimes I'm lonely. He said, we going to this poppin' club tonight. I said, okay. Up in the whip with it. Nice little car. Pull out a tray full of ecstasy. Bullshit. And it's, you know, everybody knows so.
I want to say everybody's trying to make Diddy look bad over the X's. I never did it in my life, so let me get it out the way. Like, I'm not speaking good about ecstasy. But we did hear from Irv Gotti. If you guys ever watched the Irv Gotti Murder, Inc. documentary, he said the entire hip-hop game in the 2000s was on ecstasy.
Something about an $8,000 a week ecstasy habit.
Well, I think that's kind of like self-admitted on Irv's part. I don't.
Now, does that mean exactly every single person? No. Diddy, a man that's shaking shoulders, sweating everywhere, take that. Why would I think the ecstasy skipped him? This is not really too shocking. Ja Rule, Irv Gotti have talked about that themselves. I'm gonna throw allegedly because I don't really know about Ja Rule, but I know for sure Irv Gotti threw everybody under the bus in Murder Inc. He said Murder Inc. parties was crazy. Everybody was popping the ecstasy. So let's just get that out the way. It's not something weird that only Diddy was doing. They said the entire hip hop game was big on ecstasy in the early 2000s.
It's a story. Nah, I don't want that. So we go to the club, and on the first floor, you know, it's cold. Third floor, it's kind of different. It hit there. This dude over there doing something to that. This dude over there doing something to that dude. And we in around certain shit. I didn't get nothing to drink either. I looked at this nigga so cold.
Hey, Coco, talk.
Like,
look at him. Give me that shit.
I was like, motherfucker, if you don't get me, I had that look. Like, nigga. He seen I went with the program, so he dropped me off immediately, and I didn't see him no more. Next day, I got my chalupa, and that was that. And I always kept that story to myself, you know what I'm saying? I just started sharing it because, you know, anybody do trafficking or whatever it is, you green, purple, blue, you know, because everybody say, especially us as people, they say, we always want to tear the black man down, No. What he did, it ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? But that's his business between him and God. Experience with Mr. Diddy.
Diddler. I don't want to disrespect no OGs in the West Coast, but this picture looks hilarious. Like, this shit look like it was shot in 2 different rooms. This nigga like he's part of like an ESPN podcast or something for the Baltimore Ravens. And then these 2 right here look like they're in a whole different podcast. This shit looked like it was like a thumbnail made. Shout out to their podcast. I actually haven't seen it previously, but I do want to check it out. It seems dope. It seems dope. But this story is wild because Diddy didn't actually do nothing to him. But you as a straight man, you and your friends know all that. If you and your friend, I'm gonna take you to a lit spot. I'm that guy out the squad. I'd be like, yo, don't worry, I'm gonna turn this up today. We doing this, we doing that. I'm not going to no club for, you know, other people's interests. There's nothing wrong with that. They have a club for y'all to go to, but don't bring me into that and me not knowing, me not giving you the eye. I'm cool with the situation. You get me? If I'm cool with the situation, you tell me, I bet, then we pull up or whatever. But you're not gonna just surprise me in a situation like that. Like he said, the first floor jumping, second floor jumping. You decide to get the VIP in the 3rd floor. Now I see why the 3rd floor is such a big store. Why the party gotta be in the 3rd floor? My brother, we walked by 2 floors that was jumping. There was shorties in the 2nd. There was shorties in the 1st. There was even more shorties probably in the basement. But you decided to take the 3rd floor, brother. Why are we in this room with this and that going on? I am not comfortable. This is against my will. I was never asked for permission to be brought to something like this. Now you want me to take E-pills? Why you want me to take E-pills around a whole bunch of dudes? I get it. We take a whole bunch of E-pills, and like Irv Gotti's stories where there was shorties everywhere. Even the shorties was popping them shits like Mike Ikes and breath mints. That's what he said. It's all alleged. That's what he said, though, happened at that time. Was popping the same things, allegedly, but going to the Ayo function? Nah, where's Irv at? Where's Gotti? Where's Murder? Like, no, get me out of this party at this minute. You don't play with no gangsters like that. You don't play with no gangsters like that. Shout out to Diddy. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below. Have you heard the story before about the Diddler? This is scary news, bro. This is scary news, because how about if he was down with it? How about if Kokane was down with it? Turned out a little bit different. Or if him looking, and he's saying Biggie Smalls, Faith Evans, so this is skinny Diddy. This is Diddy with the Burlington Coal Factory suits and shoulder pads and shit. Just take that, take that, take that. But there's a lot going on in this story. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below your thoughts. You chilling with the homies like, yo, don't worry. Leave the old lady at home. We turning up tonight. Man, why I made my nigga turn up with the essays? But we turning up tonight, home. And they take you to a function like that. Like you walking by all the Latina Selenas and shit like, ooh, baddie. Now don't worry, we going upstairs. Fire, okay. This is even jumping up here. Now 1 more floor. You go to the next floor up and there's Magic Jose up there. Like, nah, hold up, brother. I think we went up a couple floors too many. We on that road to 10,000 subscribers.